Alright guys and gals, was out fishing this morning. Caught 5 northerns and 1 walleye. Kept 2 of the northerns. This one right here measures, let's see, probably about 29 inches. Pinch the tail there. So I just got done. I kept a 21.5, which is under the slot from 22 to 26. This right here is from my 21.5 fillet, which these two are two boneless fillets out of a 21.5 northern, which is not a very big pike. A lot of guys think you got to have a huge pike to get a fillet out of. So I cut the Y bones right out of that. Right now we're going to go ahead and clean this 29-incher up, and I'm going to show you guys how to cut the Y bones out. Alright, so I already gave the northern a big whack, so that way I don't have to worry about the pike flying all over the place while I'm cleaning them. And so this is where I go once I get down to about right here. I give the fillet knife, basically you can see I'm running with the knife, and you can feel it stop as it hits the bones. And then right once I get here, I just give it a good right above the bones there, and I'm cutting right along the spine right now. I'm going down, we're cutting around. So now I'm just going to fillet it, and I'm going to leave the bones in it. You can see I'm cutting right through the Y bones. We're going to go right down through this guy. A lot of guys are think pike are garbage fish. Well, you know what? This one pike here can almost feed my wife and my 4 kids and myself. So you can do all kinds of cool things. I used to do a lot of pickling. I don't pickle as much anymore. Usually just fillet them up. This guy's cold. He's been outside in a bucket this morning on the back of the snow bear. So alright, so now we got the fillet off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut all that meat off. The Y bone is still in this fillet. Now I know there's several different ways to clean pike, but this is the way I clean pike. Some guys like to go in and take the back strap off. You know, some guys got their own ways, but this is what I do, and this is what works for me. Alright, so we'll throw that in the garbage. Alright, now you see this white line right here? There's the Y bones right in there. What I do is I run my finger along. My finger's pretty cold right now, so I can't quite feel the bones, but you can feel them in there. So you feel those bones, and they stop about right in here. There might be a few little ones back here that'll cook out when you're frying them. So what I'll do is I'll follow this white line all the way down along through there, and I'm going to cut that Y bone out. So here we go. So I'm just cutting right along the bottom of that line right there. Takes a little more time, but I tell you what, they sure are tasty. I don't mind eating a pike, especially when they're in there chasing my walleyes out of there. So we were out this morning fishing. We fished 9 feet of water out to 13 feet of water. Fishing right on the outside of little pockets of weed beds. Boy, I should have let this guy warm up before I decided to make a video and clean him. My fingers are about numb here. So as I'm cutting right here, you can feel the knife, and you can actually hear the knife cutting right along those Y bones. So I'm just going to cut this chunk out. And it might look like a lot of meat I'm wasting here, but in reality, you don't have to waste this chunk of meat with Y bones in it. You can actually throw it in a freezer bag, save enough of it up, and then you can pickle a batch. You can look up some pickling recipes and just Google them, or YouTube. But anyways, this guy out, so you can almost, I just keep pulling on that. You can see the Y bones there. So I know there's a little more meat on this guy, on this chunk of Y bones, than I normally would leave on there, but alright, so that's my Y bones. That right there can go in the pickling jar. All this meat right here is all boneless. So I just cut them Y bones right out. Like I said, that's just one, that's half of 29-inch Northern. And then, let's see, right here you've got, this right here is off of a 21-inch. Right there. So you can see that's a good chunk of meat right there. I'll go ahead and cut that up just like this. That'll go right in the deep fryer and it'll fry up beautifully. And don't worry about that slime, it'll wash off in the sink. So alright, so that's how I clean my pike. Alright, so here we are. I'm on the other side here. Pike, just see that white line right there? That's right where the Y bones stop. So I'm cutting right under that. You can see there's the Y bones right there, the 2 rows. Then I just angle my knife up when I get to there and follow that little slit there. Just angle that knife up there. I'll try to see if I can get a little more meat off this side. Alright, you can see I'm just kind of working that knife in there, cutting along those Y bones. You can feel that knife running right along them. Just keep working it back and forth. Pike are not garbage fish. They are good eating. I fish fry pike all the time, mixed in with walleye, and nobody can tell the difference. Dice it all up. Alright, so here we are. Now I got this. I'm just going to go ahead and see, that's where the Y bones all came out of. People may say pike may take a little longer to clean, but you could have, I could clean, you might clean 2 pike in, 7.5 minutes. And it'll feed a family of 5 or 6. Alright, so that right there is my boneless fillet. So look at that. That pile of meat right there is from 21.5-inch Northern, a 29-inch Northern, and I don't know, probably 16.5, 17.5-inch walleye. But anyways, what I was saying is, I mean, I can clean 2 pike, feed my family just as quick as, you can spend a lot more time cleaning 20 crappies. So I encourage people to keep the pike. They're good eating. Might take you 3 or 4 fish to get the hang of it, and I can go faster than this, but otherwise this time was more of just kind of showing you how. So we'll see you guys out on the ice.